Hello, Adam here. Thanks for joining me again today. Today I thought I'd do a nice video to really focus on making layers, okay? That's a very important aspect of this technique, and that's what I thought I'd show you today. So without further ado, let's get to the video. Enjoy. All right, I'm going to start today by grabbing my 2-inch brush, the same brush that I used to put on the liquid white. If you want to see how I put on liquid white, I've got a video just for that. Now just come right down here and touch a little bit of 𝐃𝐨𝐬 yellow. Just need a little. And let's come right over here and just put a little yellow glow in the sky. All right, this would be a very simple painting. And we'll just get a little across here. You don't have to be too particular. Just get some yellow. All right, but don't blend it up too high. We're going to put a blue-gray color in the sky here in a minute. You don't want too much yellow going up there. I'll set that down and grab a palette knife. I'm going to mix up a blue-gray sort of color. So with that, I'll take a little bit of Prussian blue here. All right, and I'll get a little bit of black. And let's just mix that together. That's probably kind of hard to see. But I do want to take a moment and just thank everyone for buying my brushes. I guess I've probably sold hundreds of them at this point. Let me wipe that off. I'll grab a little bit of titanium white. See what I got here. But yeah, I really appreciate y'all supporting me by buying brushes. It helps me to keep on doing this here. So thank you very much. And if you're interested in my brushes, I've got links to those in the description to the video. Okay, I'll wipe that out again, and I'll grab a clean 2-inch brush, and let me just take a look at that color. There we go. You kind of see it's just a little bit of a bluish gray color. Let me just start in the corner up in here. There we go. And just work my way across here. I don't need too much. Just kind of stay right up to the top. And we'll come down here and put some in the water as well. Now the water is going to go pretty high today, so we'll bring it all the way up, somewhere in there. All right, now at this point you may want to take a moment and clean your brush. I really don't clean my brushes on camera much. All right, but I've got another dry brush here, so just make sure with this next step you get a nice dry brush, okay? Let's come up here and blend this out. Just want to diffuse the edge there, blend it down into the white, make it really soft. All right, just focus on making this sky really super soft. Okay? Now, once we've done that, we'll come down here and just go across. And here we can start to blend some of these colors. That's okay. I'm just going to wipe that out a little bit. And I'm going to come back up here and soften the edges of this yellow even more. Kind of drag it over to the edge. There. Want a little yellow glow here, basically throughout the whole sky. Bring it up just a little bit. But I'm being careful not to get too much into this bluish color. Now, because it's a blue-gray, it shouldn't really show green, but just be careful. All right, we're going to move on and make some clouds. I'm going to pick up a number 4 fan brush, okay? I'm going to go right back into that bluish-gray mixture. And there's all kind of ways to make clouds, but this is a really great way right here. I'm just going to take my fan brush and just begin to just kind of go across. Just lay some clouds in here. Not going to worry about it too much. All right. You've all probably seen clouds that look like this. They just kind of lay in there. All right. Sometimes it helps to look at a photo of some clouds or something like that, but we really don't have to be too particular here at all. We'll just get those in there, something about like that. Maybe there's a small one here, small one there. That's probably all we need. And I'll just reach over here and grab my mop brush. And I'm just going to lightly just go over it. All right, just to blend it into the sky. Just a little, but not too much. There we go. And you just, as much as you like here. The more you go over it, the softer the clouds will become. I'm just kind of looking at the entire scene, the sky, and when I think it's right, that's when I stop. Now for this painting, I want to try to reflect these clouds down in the water. So I'm just going to come back and get some more of that paint right there. And I'm just going to look at it and kind of mirror it. It doesn't have to be perfect by no means. So we got one there and some under here that extends. Some goes over here. Again, these don't have to be perfect under here. There's one that kind of hangs out there and a little cloud there. Not much. All right, and I'll go back to my mop brush. Blend that in. There we go. And we'll work on the reflections more here in a little bit, but we do want to kind of notice the clouds. Okay, now I'm going to reach down here and grab the original brush that I used, that 2-inch brush, to put on the yellow. I'm going to go right into some Van Dyke Brown. All right, some of that yellow in there, no problem. Actually, it works for this painting really good. And let's see, kind of starting high up here. What we want to do is just put in a little hill. All right, you want these little marks that come at the top, left behind from the bristles. You can make this hill however you want. Just doing a little bit of a rolling hill. Just tapping straight and pull it off. Okay. We'll come back across over here. And we'll come down a couple times. I'm just staying on that same side. Not switching the side of the brush on this, because as I go across, it lightens up. That's what I'm looking for right in here. All right, and some of the yellow that comes through and pokes through the trees, that's what you want. All right, that's why we got so much yellow in here. That yellow will come through the trees and just enhance the painting. It'll all complement each other. Very good. Okay, now I'll switch to a mostly dry brush, and I'll just come back and just tap the bottom. Just tap the bottom out. Misting this out. There we go. All right, just got it turned on its edge here and just pushing pretty hard. Straight in. I like to even vary the heights of the mist a little bit. Okay, I'm going to grab a fan brush now. This is my number 6 fan brush, and I'm going to get some Van Dyke Brown, a little bit of black. It's kind of a dark color. I might get a hint of green in there. Not too much. Not too much just yet. How about right here, we put in a few trees. There we go. We'll bring these over, to just beyond the halfway point, somewhere in there. And all I'm doing is tapping straight in and pulling off. Straight in and pulling off. Now, I'm not going to bring these trees up above the far tree line. I'm going to be intentional, leave them somewhere right in there. And I don't even need to go very far over, because I'm going to have another set of trees covering these. Just want to be able to see these trees right about there or so. Just gives a layer. All right, let me go back to that mostly dry brush. And again, I'll miss that out. Missed it out. Okay. And I can even grab my mop brush and go over that lightly and turn it a little. Just kind of looking at this and seeing what effect I want. There we go. And what I can do, come back up with that mostly dry brush. You can see right here, kind of an accident, but I like it. I'm just going to pull this down. Start to build some reflections. Okay, back to my mop brush, just to make this super gentle. And across. Reach down, grab my palette knife, I'll get a little bit of titanium white, and we'll make just a little bit of a line right here. Look how light that is. Don't need much at all. Just a little bit. Okay. All right, I'll go back to my large fan brush now, and let me just make some more trees. So for that, I'll get a little sap green, a bit of brown, a little bit of black. There we go. Something like this here. And let's come right over here. Remember I said we're going to cover this up. So let's do that. And we'll just start to poke a couple tall trees above this back tree line. There we go. We'll bring it down to somewhere in there. Turn this on the corner and just lightly tap. There we go. Bring it all the way down to somewhere in there. I'll reload as necessary here. Let's make one more. Now, when I make this tree, I'm going to be cautious not to cover up these clouds for now. Kind of like those clouds. Let's make a taller tree right there, just a little taller. And again, we'll turn it on the corner, pretty much pressing right on that little line. All right, we make that line as a tree trunk, but also as a reference. And I pretty much hit straight on that line. And they just go over left and right just a little as I come down. All we got to do. Okay, and let's have a few trees right here as well. All right, I'm just going to tap some of these in. Don't always have to, go back and forth on every single tree. There we go. And I'll take this one right here. And I'll make that one a little more deliberate. Okay. Now, I'm just going to kind of wipe this out a little bit. We're going to make some reflections, but I want the color to be visible down here, but I don't want a lot of paint. Don't want a lot of paint. Okay, so we'll just mirror this. All right, even though you can see that, there's really not a ton of paint on the canvas. There's really not. I'm just kind of looking at the heights of the trees and trying to mirror them to some degree. Okay. Grab a dry brush, mostly dry anyways, and right here at the bottom, just pull straight down. Some really nice reflections. Let me wipe that out. Come across. Just gently. There we go. We can drag a little bit of that dark color into the yellow. That helps to build reflections. Darken that up a little bit right there. And we'll grab our palette knife, get a little bit of titanium white, a little bit of a waterline. Right here, don't need much, just a little. All right, let me go back to my large fan brush and get some more paint. And you see I'm just kind of mixing right here on the brush, on the palette. You can grab your palette knife and mix it up if you want to, however you want to do it. I'm pretty confident how this is going to turn out like this, so this is kind of how I do it over here. Now, we're going to build another layer. All right, you see these layers we've got 1, 2, 3. All right, we're going to put another layer right here, and we're going to make sure the bottom of these trees, all right, we're going to come over this way a little bit, and then the bottom is going to be down below here. Just start right about here is where I want the tallest tree to be. Now just go ahead and bring it down. Right about there. That's about where I want the bottom. Okay, now turn this over on its corner again. Again, I'm just touching and pulling off that dark color against that light sky. That is what you want. That is just an awesome technique. And notice I'm just kind of touching towards the center and then going back and forth here. Just kind of letting it happen naturally. That's what we're going for. All right. Let's get another tree in here. Make this one a little shorter. Right there. Okay, now I'm going to build a few of these trees, same technique. Okay, no different. And as I do this, I'm going to show you guys some of the paintings that you all have been doing. Well, I truly think that you guys are just doing absolutely fabulous. I love seeing your paintings. Keep sending them to me. And again, if you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to send me an email, and I'll do my very best to help you out. All right, so I'm just kind of finishing this up over here. Put a couple more trees right in here, just to fill this up on this side. Then we'll go down and make some reflections. Okay. And hopefully you can see there's a little more green, a little more noticeable green here on this side than the other side. All right, so I'll just take that same brush. It's, got a lot less paint on than when we started putting the trees in, and that's a good thing. And I'll just kind of mirror this. Okay. Trees kind of get shorter and shorter as I come this way. Same thing over on that side. Just getting some paint in here. All right. And let me go back to my mostly dry brush. And again, we'll just pull down. Let me start over here on this side. And I tell you what, I might have to bring this over a little bit to get that one to look right. There we go. Back to my brush. Bring that down. I'll wipe it out. Just bring it across. There we go. Some of that color coming over into here is a good thing. All right, let me pick up my palette knife. Again, we'll just get a little line of titanium white. Sometimes people like liquid white. I like to use titanium white. Okay. And just going to put a little water line right here. There we go. Make this line hover however you really want to. We can go back and put a few more ripples in it. All up to you. Really is. Put a few more ripples over on this side. Make them mostly horizontal. Okay. Go back to my mop brush when I want a super light touch. That's my go-to, my mop brush. All right. Go back to my palette knife quick. Get a little more titanium white. Let me just work on this a little bit right here. Bring that out some and bring that ripple down. Just making a good distinction there for the water. Okay. And I'll take that brush and just kind of go over all this now. There we go. Blend it all together. That'll help it to look like reflections in a lake. And I'll reach over here and grab a liner brush. We're just going to use this same old dark color here. A little green, a little black, a little brown. And let's come down to these corners. Let's just build some grass. So I'm just going to start in the corners. Just bring it up. There we go. And this is just for contrast. Building the foreground. I got this dark color over that light water. Looking pretty good. Okay, just got to make it kind of thick there. And this just also frames in the painting. I'm just turning this kind of in a half circle. You can do this as much as you want to, or you can do something else here in the foreground. Just something easy that I like to do. Reload my brush as necessary, and same thing on this side. Now just come from this direction. I just think it looks good. Don't know if the grass would do this or not, but again, it kind of frames in the painting. Put something in the foreground. Gives us practice doing our grass. Looks really, really good. Get some thick ones here at the bottom. Okay. Have a couple here. And now we kind of got a base of grass blades in there. What I like to do is just emphasize a couple of them. All right, just a couple. So we'll take one and just draw a line. You've seen little grass blades that look like this. It looks like they got a little flowering something going on at the end of it. That's all we're doing. Bring a couple of them in here. Make a thicker blade and then little thinner ones coming off of it. There we go. All right, you can keep working with that as much as you want to. Come over to this side over here and let's get one more good one right in here. Same thing, just a taller blade and just some small little blades coming this way, just to make it obvious. So, little flowering pod or something at the end of that piece of grass there. All right. Sometimes you overthink it. That's okay. Okay? And you can work on this as much as you want. Bring some more colors in there, lights and darks. Just kind of your own thing. And maybe just a couple more. Ease this over this way. There we go. All right. And with that, I think we'll call this painting complete. I really hope you enjoyed this painting. I hope you give it a try. Don't forget to check out the links to my brushes in the description to the video. Until next time, be blessed, and remember, if I can paint, you can too. See you next time.